Pokemon trainers. I'm Ash.
I'm Nick.
And we're here today with a little bit of a special episode. We were doing some snooping after some of our league players said they managed to get their hands on the Ice and Shadow Rider Calyrex decks. We did our snooping, and we managed to find our own copies. So I've been super excited for these. Like, I really thought they were a pipe dream. Literally, I think in the last episode, I think I was just like, yeah, no, these aren't just going to exist. So I'm happy to finally get my hands on these to see what's in it. But first, we're going to like sit down and kind of do a compare and contrast between the level 3 decks, a level 2 deck, and a level 1 deck. So we can kind of see just how different all of these are. So first and foremost, like, just looking over the deck list for these are things that very much are, like, competitive.
Yes, yeah.
Like, looking up Ice Rider Calyrex decks, I'm pretty sure I can find this exact deck list somewhere.
Yeah.
Or if not the exact deck list, it's pretty close.
Yeah, just looking at the variation, I mean, quite literally almost every single card in here, I play in at least one of my decks. Like, I mean, I guess in this one, the exception being the Cresselia. I don't play that one.
Which you should.
Yeah. I play Mew.
You play Mew. You don't need the Cresselia.
Yeah. But it's like Switch, Professor's Research, Ordinary Rod, Marnie, Great Ball, Fog Crystal, Incense. Yeah. Right down the line, every single trainer sees playing this deck. Like, it's not even like, oh, I guess it. No, every single trainer in this deck is good. Every one of them.
And this one's really nice because this one has the Inteleon engine in it, and it has 2 of the quick shooting and 2 of the shady dealings, which is, you know, phenomenal. But yeah, like literally, I think the only change I would have made to this deck is maybe a scoop up net, but even then, potato. Whereas when we go looking at the level 2 decks, which I know in a previous episode Nick mentioned that you just need to change around some cards and you can pretty much make an actual competitive deck that we've seen.
Yep, a tournament winning deck even.
Yeah. Where we have, Cinccino, Minccino, Octillery, Remoraid, Galarian, Zigzagoon, Phalanx, and then after that it goes into the trainers. Cinccino, Minccino potentially do without if you switch it out for Crobat or, what's another good one? Snorlax, Bibarel, things like that. Octillery would be the fast and hard in this deck. Galarian, Zigzagoon, hit or miss, and Phalanx just doesn't really have a place.
Phalanx is kind of the filler in the deck.
Otherwise, all the trainers are pretty spot on. Maybe different numbers, but...
Yeah. Looking through...
I wouldn't do the Stone Energy either, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think you probably want to go with either just stick to basic energy or choose a different special energy than stones for this. But again, perfectly fine tier 2. Like we've done a previous episode on them. They're good. They're fine. And then finally we got the level 1. I think, I mean, we've said it in probably everybody we've talked about these. They're fine to learn with, but it's let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different just basic Pokemon that don't do anything. And all 3 and 4 ofs. You get down to the trainers and it's like, Escape Rope, sure, Evolution Sense, okay, Great Ball, sure, but then Hop, Potion. You can teach your 10-year-old how to play Pokemon like this, but like the jump in like quality between this thing and this alone is already absurd. And then jumping from here to here, they're literally going from learn how to play, sit down and have like an okay day at your Pokemon League, show up to a regional.
Which I mean, still needs some tweaks here and there, but ultimately, like I could see a couple of people just literally bringing that deck as is and just be like, yep, I'm here for this. Yeah.
I mean, I played against a Shadow Rider Calyrex deck last week. Looking at the list in here, this is quite almost copy for copy what they were running, I think. The singular change being, I believe they were not running the Cresselias, and they were running a different trainer, which I'm blanking on the name of, but That's it. Like this, every one of these cards in this deck, I saw them play against me.
I am going to disown him for not using Cresselia. Cresselia is phenomenal in that deck. Just saying.
Fair. I'm blanking on the trainer, but it was like just search your deck for 3Vs.
Oh, Adventurers.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. I believe that's what he picked over Cresselia as just like I'm gonna load the bench up with my Shadow Riders on like turn 2.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, turn 2, triple Shadow Riders, got the Underworld Doors running. It got out of hand really fast. Where's it going? Underworld Door. I'm like, okay, attack for 350. I'm like, yeah, that knocks out a Mew.
Mm-hmm.
From, I think, in one turn he went from like, I have 2 energy to like, I have 10. I'm like, I'm in danger now. And then I'm on Mew, so Mew happened.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the nice thing with all these decks is they always come with damage counters, slash dice, slash coins. The level 1 will, of course, always come with like the little punch-out ones, whereas the level 2 and 3 do come with dice, proper coins. So.
Yeah. I almost want to just kind of crack this open on camera right now, just kind of show off what comes out of these.
Yeah, absolutely, because these aren't supposed to be out for another week. Again, we...
Yeah, thank you to our anonymous benefactor for tipping us off on these. We greatly appreciate it. But if you are seeing this episode, they are releasing, I want to say it's June 22nd, next Friday
week.
for this recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
So, as we can see here, opening it up, like I said, pretty much basic rules. Dice, coins, handy-dandy little deck box, code that I'm going to obviously use because I've been dying to play Ice Rider Calyrex online, and I don't feel like trading 50 million packs to get one.
Yeah. Let's then of course they have how to upgrade your League battle deck, which their recommendation for this one is Alchemy V and V Max, so I'm not quite so sure about that choice. Although it recommends 2 Corvette Vs, which absolutely makes sense in this deck. And 2 Ultra Ball, which again, that makes sense.
And both of these decks will come with 3 Rider Vs and 3 V Max.
Yeah, which I believe compared to the Urshifu, which was a 2/2, I believe.
Yep, 2/2.
Yeah. So yeah, just an extra V Max is very nice to see.
Actually, now I'm curious to see what the changes are for this. It recommends Scoop Up deck, which I was literally just talking about. Crobat V, again, very good one. Fan of Waves, hit or miss. And Suicune V, you can. I don't know. I think I'd go Palkia over Suicune, but Palkia didn't come out until more recently, so. But yeah, no, like overall these decks look phenomenal.
I do not have much complaint, if any, about these decks.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me go ahead and lay this one out first real quick. And we can kind of see Marnie's.
Yeah.
All right. Professor's Research. Melanie. Phenomenal. Love Melanie. Path to the Peaks. Evolution Incense. I think I'm starting to run out of room. Quick Balls. Switches. Level Balls. Like, Capricious Buckets. And then, like I said, the Inteleon engine, 2 of each. To really get that going. Like, this is a phenomenal deck. And if you can find it at or close to MSRP, it's a phenomenal value. Like, we got ours for $24.95.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this alone is, I mean, like, the Inteleon engine typically goes for probably like $10 to buy the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, it's... I love it. Yeah. This is a phenomenal build. Like, again, changes here or there, but super minor in comparison.
Like, I mean, I'm looking through. I'm like, yeah, maybe I might cut one trainer here, one trainer here, one trainer. They're like, again, you like the Cresselias. I'm not super hot on them, but again, I like my go fast decks. So.
You play Mew, which doesn't need the Cresselias.
Yeah. But, I am very okay with this.
The only thing is it seems like the cards are a little warped, but
Yeah.
that's, again, small.
Which, again, I mean, unfortunately, this may have just been a case where it has been very hot and humid for the last week out here. It may have just been humidity got to these things before we could get to them. I want to quickly lay out. I'm going to start. There we go. I'm just kind of staring off in the distance. Cool. Some Articunos.
I was going to say we should probably
big
put them this
wad,
way.
Yeah. Big wad of psychic energy there. Got 2 air balloon. We got the full 4 Marnie. Full 4 Professor's Research. That's one that I'd probably cut down just because I've never liked playing 4 Professor's Research in a deck.
Yeah, I've only ever played 2 or 3.
Their boss's orders for some reason kind of mixed up. Triple Training Court is fine. I love Fog Crystal of Death, so I'm gonna do that. Is not on camera. I'm gonna.
I was gonna say you can put it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the Fog Crystals. I'm playing in Mew. They're so good. Great Balls, Quick Balls, which. Yeah, I'd probably swap out the Great for Ultra Balls, but again, that's not a big switch. We got the 4 Full Evolution Incense, which we're just gonna hang out up here for now. We got 2 Switch, again, fine. The Triple Cresselia, which, like I said, I'm not hot on Cresselia, but... And then that one of Lonely Little Pumpkaboo, which... I undervalued this card when I first looked at it. I was like, it's good, and then I was like, and then again, I'm playing Mew, so I'm like, I have Fog Crystals. I love this card.
Oh, yeah.
I hate drawing this card, but...
No, it's
so good.
It can really save you from... really unfortunate situations, especially when you see past the peak Temple of Sinnoh, which Temple of Sinnoh is not something these decks have to worry about, considering they're all playing basic energy, but...
Like, I mean, just looking at my Shadow Riders, like, even between Underworld Door, obviously, and Articunos and the Cresselias and all that, I don't think energy's going to be an issue in the deck.
It's not.
So, yeah.
I was kind of surprised they put Training Court in it. It makes sense. But I would almost think they would have put, like, Training Court in this one, considering Calyrex's big Ice Rider's big attack has you discarding energy from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also kind of wondering, were these decks built with playing each other in mind? Because that one does have the Path to the Peak in there, which really hurts Shadow Rider. So having 3 Training Court plus the Pumpkaboo in here is kind of the nice counter play to that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking these might have built, like, obviously as close to they could as, like, a serious competitive deck, but also try to keep them in the same league as the 2 Urshifu decks that were also built to be played against each other. So that you're not sitting down with a very one-sided match where it's like, oh, Ice Rider's going to run it over because it's got the better support in it.
Yeah, no, both seem very equal in terms of support and support Pokemon. Again, the Pumpkaboo is a fantastic addition to the deck. For mine, having the Inteleon engine is just really good. So
there's not much. They're good decks. They're really well constructed. There was definitely a lot of thought put into them. That or whoever is in charge of designing these would have just looked at like the top tournament results for the last year. Was like, all right, we're just going to build that one. That looks good to me. Ship it. Just like. Honestly, I'm really happy to see these, especially at $25 a deck. I'm gonna hope they stay at that. I wouldn't be surprised if I see like $30 a deck, but
I mean
$30
again, Pokemon proving that you can play very competitively for very cheap.
Yeah, especially because I'm thinking once these come out, then we're also going to see a lot of the prices of like the Shadow Riders and Ice Riders dropping because hey, you can pay. I don't know, $6-7 online for one, or you just buy a $30 deck and get 3 of them. So that'll also be nice to see. Hopefully there will be a plentiful in the wild, so that will also help keep the cost of the singles down. So I know that when I believe it was Urshifu came out, that we also saw a couple dollar drop in both of those.
Oh yeah.
And somewhat related to this tangent, and the Pokemon staying absurdly affordable. I keep talking about my current deck is Mew VMAX because I'm a monster and I like being hated. But I was like, you know what? I like this deck. I'm gonna give it a nice little treatment. I'm gonna get everything in reverse holofoil. It cost me $22.50 for an entirely reverse holofoil deck. The absolute worst part about that was that I had to pay $18 in shipping. Because every single one was like, oh, we have 2 copies of, your Ultra Ball and foil, so you're going to have to pay 99 cents in shipping for that. I'm like, sure. And so I'm sorry to the 15 stores that I ordered singles from. But thank you. I really appreciate being able to pay, like, less than $1 per reverse holofoil. I think the worst one that I paid for was I think I bought the Marnie collection Marnies for like $1.20 each. I was like, I know I have them at home, but it's worth $1.20 to me to not have to look for them. Again, thank you to 15 TCG player sellers. I greatly appreciate that. I now get to show it to my local league again. Probably not this Saturday because shipping's involved, but hopefully the next Saturday.
Sunday.
Yes, Sunday. You're right. Time doesn't exist in my mind. With a very pretty Mew deck, a very pink Mew deck as well. But anyways, I think we're going to sleeve these up and just see how well they play against each other.
But yeah, ultimately, if you were looking for a good deck just to like go to league play or just something more advanced than like the Urshifus, like just looking over the deck list and everything, these are phenomenal decks. And again, they give you like nice little sheet recommendations on how you can tune it up even further. And then you can also just like look up recommendations online how to even tune it up further. Like Pokemon is so nice when it comes to, getting people to a competitive stage for pennies on the dollar, essentially. Like, if I wanted to do competitive Magic, I would have to probably shell out $300 if I wanted to do, like, one of the top 10 standard decks, I think.
Yeah. Like, outside of playing, like, the Eternal Mono Red that's usually around $100, I think most of them are like, oh, yeah, you can play, I don't know, Mono White stuff for $200, or...
Yeah.
I love Magic. It's the game I've played for the longest time, but it's a little expensive. Especially when you start looking at older formats where we'd recently started talking about possibly doing a Gym Leader challenge in the future. And going, oh, sure, how much is like a Psychic Gym Leader challenge deck going to cost me? Punch the deck in. Oh, this is going to cost me $72 because I'm playing like 2 cards that are $6 each from a couple years ago. And it's like,
oh yeah,
$72 for an eternal format deck, technically. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Versus Magic, where I'm like, I might play some Modern. Oh, Modern's $1,000. Or Legacy.
Where it's a whole house mortgage.
Yeah.
And that's just the land base.
Yeah, it's a little weird when I have my entire retirement plan sitting in cardboard in a safe. I love the game, but there is not many reasons a card should be as much as I make in like several months.
Fair.
Like, looking at Pokemon, I mean, I recently been on a eBay auction for a vintage Pokemon card. It was $100. Like, yeah, I'll shell out $100 for a card put at $19.95. I'm like, hey, I wonder how much that's in Magic terms. Oh,
yeah.
Again, love Magic, but Pokemon, your money, if you want to spend the money, it's for the collectibles, and Magic, if you want to spend the money, it's so you can actually play the game.
Yeah, that's kind of a very weird market, but, I guess that's kind of neither here nor there. But yeah, we were mostly just wanting to sit down and kind of compare and contrast all the decks together. Again, if you have a little one in your life or just want to pick up the game yourself, go with level 1. Once you start getting down the basics, level 2 is great. And then when you're really ready to start playing competitively, go up to the level 3. Like, hands down. They made it easy and really cheap. Yeah. And, I mean, with as much product as there are out there, you can buy singles. Again, pennies on the dollar. It's just the shipping that'll kill you.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm going to pay $24.95 for this, buy $1 of changes on TCG Player, and I'm ready to go. Actually, not even. I mean, I think I've probably opened enough Ultra Balls now that I don't have to pay for those anymore.
Fair enough.
Or I'll have some reverse holofoils coming soon.
See, the next step is going for all the full art trainers, the alt art Pokemon, everything. Bling it out even further.
Yeah, that's where your money's going to go.
But yeah, we're glad that you guys joined us for this. If you have any questions or comments, always feel free to let us know. Next episode we're doing is literally going to be sitting down trying these decks out in person. So
we'll see. Well, we'll see you next episode. We'll see each other in about 5 minutes once we finish sleeving.
Yep.
All right.
Till then, catch you later.